Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 10. This week we're covering four chapters, but they're pretty short. One of them doesn't even really have any PCS procedures, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's take a look at some of the things that we have for you this week. First of all, in chapter 21, a lot of these procedures related to signs and symptoms are found under the sections for measurement or monitoring. If you think about it, if a patient comes in with an irregular heartbeat, which is a symptom, might perform an EKG to measure that activity, right? So don't look for a root operation that's necessarily matching the symptom name. Look at the objective data. What are they trying to do? It comes back to that question we've asked ourselves over the last several weeks. What is the objective that the procedure is trying to do? So then when we get into injuries, a lot of these things are the same root operations and procedures that we've addressed in coding the musculoskeletal procedures. So there are things like fixing a fracture, repairs, right? And major type of thing, look at what the procedure is trying to do. Physicians will use the term reduction as opposed to reposition, right? In the coding world, we read that as reposition. They call it, say, an open reduction of a fracture. Excuse me. So, this is another example of translating the terminology into PCS logic, right? So reposition, when you see reduction, think reposition. So we have to do that type of translation. These are pretty straightforward in my opinion. I don't think you'll have too much of an issue with them. But if you have any questions or need more clarification, feel free to reach out during office hours. And welcome again to week 10. We're almost at the finish line. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you online. Bye now.